moving that jab up and down. And then when you go downstairs, take that downstairs, come up with the left hook. It's gonna be open, because it's gonna fall down into it. Anytime you jab down low, just keep trying to come over the top.
Or like you could say, hey, you know what? I can't beat that Mayweather style. I was too young, but look, I did it now against Crawford.
I forget Mayweather a long time ago. This is different for me, you know? I lost that day and that's it. I learned a lot.
Who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think Canelo is slowing down, and Canelo is more of a one-punch fighter now than the combination fighter he was when he was younger.
Canelo Alvarez reacts sharply after learning that Terence Crawford sparred with Floyd Mayweather during his training camp. He now says this fight has become personal, claiming Crawford has repeatedly disrespected him. Canelo feels like he's being targeted, that Crawford is trying to make him seem weak or outdated. Makes it clear, this isn't just about boxing anymore.
Tell me a little bit about that. Did things get a little bit personal now?
Yeah, a little bit more personal because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Alashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to like walk me back, and that's why I pushed him. And you know, like I say, don't fuck with me.
Crawford doesn't think much of Canelo Alvarez's resume, at least not the way others do. In his view, many of the big names on Canelo's record were already past their peak when they fought him. Points to guys like Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, and Sergey Kovalev as faded legends by the time Canelo stepped into the ring with them. Crawford also reminds everyone that the one-prime legend, Floyd Mayweather, clearly dominated Canelo. For him, this undercuts any claim that Canelo has a more impressive legacy, especially since Canelo has also downplayed Crawford's own accomplishments.
Things about Canelo's resume, but I won't, you know. I wanna, you know, pay homage to the fighters that he fought, and if he don't want to pay homage to the fighters I fought, if he think they nobodies, then come fight time, then I wonder what they're gonna say after I beat him.
Promoter Eddie Hearn acknowledges Canelo's natural size advantage, but refuses to count Crawford out. He believes Crawford's self-belief and razor focus make him dangerous for any opponent, even one bigger than him. Hearn stresses that mindset often beats muscle in boxing. With Crawford's discipline and drive, Hearn sees a real shot at an upset. And though size matters, Crawford's ability to control distance, rhythm, and tempo could close that gap.
Not for him, like not against him, sorry, for him. Like he's so, I think he has no doubt that he beats Canelo Alvarez.
Of course.
I really like Terence, by the way. I think he's a great fighter. But I have to say, like, tell me his major significant wins.
Well, obviously Errol Spence.
Yeah, but come on.
No, but he beat a guy who was in the top 5 pound for pound, and he destroyed him. That's really never happened.
No, I agree.
In the history
I agree.
of
I mean,
boxing.
look, he was coming off, you know, some eye problems, but
Nobody was saying that when he was beating
we're giving
Danny
that credit.
and Ugas.
Tell me more.
I'm just saying.
I don't know, but
that's a big win.
No, but,
now,
okay. Keep going.
Your guy from the UK, who he stopped him, what, in the 5th round, was it?
Kell Brook.
Kell Brook.
Finished by then. Yeah, go on, keep going.
Okay, he stopped somebody that nobody's ever really can hurt.
Well,
Sean Porter.
I mean, yeah, but that was about 8 years before, and Errol Spence.
That wasn't. What do you mean?
Yeah,
8
when he
years
beat
before?
Sean Porter.
No, that was in 2023.
Who?
Terence Crawford beat Sean Porter.
No, I'm talking about Kell Brook against Sean Porter.
No, I was talking about Bud. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
But he stopped him, though. Nobody's ever able to really hurt Sean.
By the way, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just
that was a great win.
This is like an open.
And he didn't have a lot of names at 140, but Postal and all those guys, those are good fighters. They weren't big names. Just like Bam, he doesn't have the great. He doesn't have a whole lot of great names. Just like
Strada.
Anyway, he does have two great fights.
By the way, he's one of my favorite
doesn't
fighters.
have a bunch of names.
John Ryder, who's gone toe-to-toe with Canelo, shares what it's really like to fight the Mexican star. He describes Canelo's physical power as overwhelming, and warns that jumping up in weight won't be easy for Crawford. Still, Ryder says that if anyone can handle the challenge, it's him. He points to Crawford's adaptability and skill, saying those tools might just level the playing field against a naturally bigger man like Canelo.
Can he go up 2 divisions? A lot of people in his camp believe that he's even going to stop him, but yeah, what's your thoughts?
If there's any man that could do it, it would be Terence Crawford, but I just think the sheer size of Canelo is going to be too much on the line.
So do you think size will be too much? I mean, you were in there with Canelo, you landed good shots and he took them, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Terence Crawford is an exceptional talent, but I think the size will be the factor on the night and he'd just be too big, too strong.
Terence Crawford has been strategic in preparing for this fight. He says he's working with 2 possible game plans. One is to apply constant pressure, break Canelo's rhythm, and overwhelm him with volume. The other mirrors Mayweather's approach, using slick defense, sharp counters, and footwork. Crawford admits he doesn't have the size Mayweather had during his prime, but he trusts his timing and speed. His goal is to blend pressure with precision, a hybrid approach that keeps Canelo guessing.
It's 2 things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You know, you can either try to push them back, you know, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter not used to going back, you know, so it kind of fucks them up in the head, you know.
Yeah.
Or you can just box them because some of them just slower than others because they got flat feet, and they just looking to load up on certain shots.
Now, Crawford's definitely right here. There's 2 ways to beat a pressure fighter like Canelo. Either you put the pressure back on him, which is where guys like Triple G and Bivol had success, or you use your superior skills and footwork on the outside, which is how Floyd Mayweather won. Now, Crawford, he can't use the pressure approach because he's not as physically dominant as guys like Golovkin or Bivol. You know, Bud is a welterweight or junior middleweight jumping up. He doesn't have the size to push Canelo back. Now, the outside boxing approach, that is definitely Crawford's best chance against Canelo. You know, he is right. Canelo does struggle to cut off the ring at times. We saw that in the Skull fight. And he does load up on single shots now. But at the same time, Crawford is not the same pure boxer that Floyd Mayweather was. You know, Mayweather rarely got hit in that shell. And his form of countering, you know, a pull counter, for example, was, I'm not going to get touched and then I'll make you pay. Whereas Crawford's style of counterpunching is different. Bud will take one to throw 2 or 3 back. And he can't do that against Canelo because of the size and power difference. If Bud takes a clean right hand to throw back an uppercut or a hook, he's either going to get dropped or he's going to end up on his bike like Jermell Charlo. So while I do agree Crawford does have the superior skill set in this fight, but because he doesn't have the size to push Canelo back or the defense of someone like Mayweather to stay perfect for 12 rounds on the outside, I do think Canelo's size and power will make the difference in this fight. And that's why I like Canelo to win.
Joe Rogan weighs in on the matchup and echoes what many in the boxing world are now thinking. He believes Canelo, while still elite, has started to slow down, showing less speed and stamina than before. In contrast, Crawford seems to be peaking, dominating across weight classes and sharpening his skills. Rogan feels this may be the perfect time for Crawford to strike, calling it a much closer contest than people assume at first glance.
So who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think Canelo is slowing down, and Canelo is more of a one-punch fighter now than the combination fighter he was when he was younger.
Do you think Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez?
Yeah, I think he can win.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to win, but I think he can win. He's going to have to box a brilliant fight.
If Ray Leonard could beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. Why do you say that? Same equation. Get in, get out. Get in, get out.
Yeah.
Over and over and over. He's got to figure the angles and the approaches that will allow him to step in, land to the body, or occasionally upstairs, and then get out.
Legendary boxing commentator Jim Lampley sees the fight through the lens of legacy and pride. He says this is more than just a bout between 2 great fighters. It's a collision of wills. While the size difference is clear, Lampley believes both men are defined by more than their physical traits. Each is driven by greatness, pride, and a refusal to step back from any challenge. That's what makes this showdown special.
Crawford is going to fight Canelo because even if I have some doubts and misgivings about the size matchup, it is 2 action fighters who like to fight aggressively at times, not all the times, going against each other, and we'll see who can open the other person's tuna can, so to speak.
Max Kellerman doesn't hold back in calling Terence Crawford the current pound-for-pound king. While he respects everything Canelo has accomplished, he feels the Mexican champion's best days are now behind him. Kellerman points to Crawford's recent fight's total domination in every weight class as proof that he's on another level. Meanwhile, Canelo has shown vulnerability against Dimitri Bivol and even John Ryder, which Kellerman sees as a clear shift in momentum.
You know who's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world? Bud Crawford. Apologies to the monster and Usyk. Bud Crawford has my vote for best pound-for-pound. Who was the best pound-for-pound before Bud? Canelo Alvarez, universally recognized that way. But it's not just these two guys, the last two best pound-for-pound fighters in the world.